Welcome back. You join me again for another Grenadier video. I just want to say quickly, thank you everyone. The comments lately have been absolutely amazing. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dan and I have a Grenadier and I like to do day-to-day practical things and show you what it's like. As you can see, my one is green. It is a Fieldmaster or a Trailmaster, I never remember. It's got the steel wheels, it's actually a commercial spec. And today what we're doing is living with it. So going through motorways, going through Fords, going through country lanes, going through miles per gallon and a bit of off-road. And that's it. So please come and join me and let's see what we're going to be doing today. Alright, so one of the first things you notice when you start driving a Grenadier is how high and how upright you feel. Good visibility, and as well as having these roof lights, it feels very light in here, but it's for strength. So the steering, unlike some cars where you almost feel like you could flex the steering wheel a little bit, it's solid. I mean, it really is solid. You feel like you could hit something like in the road, and it feels like it's very tough. The steering we'll get back to at slower speeds, but on a normal road, you cannot notice the steering. It is only on certain types of movements where it becomes more apparent. To me, it's not a problem full stop, but I am just letting you know there is a point. So your initial thoughts on the driving is it's going to feel more like, it feels like the old Defender, but it feels refined. You don't have that. In the old Defender, if anyone ever had one, you were like this all the time. So with the window open, you were fine. You couldn't ever really relax. So, you know, it's a massive improvement if you're coming from an old Defender, which, remember, this is loosely based around creating that same go anywhere simple car. So what we'll do is we're going to go for a few different scenarios today, and we'll talk about them and let's see how we get on. And by the way, before we go any further, thank you all for watching. You've all been amazing. Your comments are brilliant. I'm glad that some people have even looked at buying INEOS because of what we've talked about, and the only reason I'm going to keep doing these is because people who watch them really seem to like them, and I like doing it, and I'd love to build a channel where we could get to a point where we could review parts, accessories, where companies even wanted to show and help us. So thank you all. If you can like and subscribe, it really does mean a lot. But let's go. So when you get on lanes slightly narrower than this, the one thing I like about the Grenadier, which you'll see, is how it reacts to potholes and puddles and things like that. Because there's nothing worse than a vehicle that you're forever thinking, oh God, bang, bang, like all the time. It's very frustrating when you're in the country. So that's one thing I do like, is it does eat up the bumps on these narrow lanes very, very well. So these, I mean, like these little, you can see the mess these roads are in. You know, they're covered in mud, potholes, you know, and it just eats them up. It's very, very, very smooth, no worry at all. Yeah, so like I said, it's a very, very, very capable vehicle, and it just eats up country lanes and stuff all in its stride. You know, you really don't have to worry. I mean, this Ford here, what is it, half a foot? Instead of, you don't even need to slow down. It's a bit, here we go. So we got a nice Ford here, and like that, straight through, and it just eats it in its stride. So yeah, on these types of lanes, there's no doubt about it, But the Grenadier, this is its natural habitat. Driving, you know, rutted roads and bumps, fords, mud, it does feel very, very good. And it's where it feels the most superior. It really does feel very, very capable, tough, and it's where most people that buy them, I would assume, would live around areas like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go onto the motorway, see the miles per gallon, and see how we get on. At the moment, while nipping around country lanes, we're sitting at about 25 miles per gallon, which, you know, I'm stop-starting, I'm up hills, which is not too bad, not too bad. So what we'll do now is we'll go onto a motorway, we'll see the miles per gallon. Okay, so we're about to join the motorway. Now, obviously this car was predominantly designed to go off-road, but I think that on the motorway it's actually very, very good. It's better on the motorway than a slower paced environment. First, I want to get on the motorway and see the miles per gallon we get, and just to show you, it's not slow, it's not a slow vehicle. This BMW 3-litre engine and gearbox are matched very, very well. It has a lot of pull, a lot of get up and go, and you'll see just going down the slip road to get up to 70, it's no slouch. So we're literally about to go onto a motorway now, and it's the engine itself. So to get down, we'll just go down. I know that we can only go to 50, but you can hear the engine, and there we are, smooth. Wind noise, not too bad at all. I mean, I'll be quiet for a second. It's not too windy. It's the tyres, surprisingly, these KO2s they're not a noisy tyre at all. They're actually quite quiet, to be fair. So the miles per gallon I usually would expect to get on an instant now, we are getting around 30 miles per gallon, 29 miles per gallon. But I would, if you can get it over the 30s, driving sensibly, no problem at all. Stability wise, it's good. You know, there's quite a bit of, because of its steering and obviously an off-road vehicle, and I think this is any off-road vehicle. Obviously it's not like a sports car, but it's responsive enough. You feel confident. You can quite happily do a trip from here to skiing with no problem at all. It's comfortable. Visibility is good, like I've said. So it's a wonderful long distance cruiser. And obviously if you've seen other videos of people driving them across Australia or places like that, they're good. They're comfortable cars, and the thing, you can put so much stuff in them, it makes them a very practical vehicle. So let's talk weaknesses, because everything I've said at the moment, from country lanes, etc., motorways, miles per gallon, visibility, comfort, is good. So let's talk about weaknesses. So a vehicle that is able to basically go from standard across the Sahara Desert and back has to have a downfall, and that downfall is tight maneuvers. So it is a big car in a supermarket type setting, car park. You will find that to turn tight turns and try and shunt and turn around, it is a workup. Now, is it enough of a workup that it affects you? No, it's not that bad, but compared to something like a Range Rover where the steering's almost like silk, you know, you do have to do it. But then in exchange, you can do the other things. So if you've got the mindset that the weaknesses are far outweighed by the positives, the Grenadier will never cause you a problem. Other things is where the windscreen is upright, okay? This is just from a pure driving point of view. If you drive long distance, it is a nightmare for getting bugs on. So if you go on a long journey across, I mean, I've driven across France, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how dirty it gets. Back is the same. The visibility on the back is the same. That is one thing. There's nothing you can do about it. You've got a rear tyre, the way the door is created, and that is just the car. So there's nothing we can do about that. But there are things that, if there is a negative, I'm going to bring them up. Personally, and this is a very personal thing, I would like a slight more adjustment on the steering. So it does go up, and I just feel that it's listen, it's absolutely fine, and I'm not moaning again because doesn't affect me. But if I'm being picky, it would be nice. So these are the things that you've got to forgive for not being quite as good as other vehicles. But as soon as you get, like now, I'm on a national speed limit road, I'm here, put my foot down, plenty of power, and that BMW engine is good, and we're up to the speed limit, the steering and all of those things that you're thinking of disappear. So don't be put off if you do try it and think, oh my God, you know, this doesn't feel. Just get it out on the open road, give it a chance, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. What we're going to do now is do a very, very quick bit round the vineyard, off-road, just to demonstrate for people who haven't seen how capable on wet, muddy grass, gets up, does everything you need, and then we'll summarise, and then we'll be back. So, as you can see, these tyre tracks, this is wet, okay? And that's just one going over. So it's very slippery at the moment. It might not look it, but it is. So the Grenadier, naturally, this is its true roots. And what an off-roader it is, okay? It really is brilliant. The things that shine is the four-wheel drive system, but the torque. So what I like is a good low down torque. So you're not having to rev up massively to get the results you want. And sometimes it's not all about getting the wheels spinning fast. It's about having that torque versus traction. And this car does it amazingly. And I just think that until you have tried one, you really will not appreciate how capable this is. And remember, this is an out-the-box car. You know, you're not having to spend fortunes doing this. This is out of the box. Yes, it's not a cheap vehicle, but like I said, this is off the shelf. Intended purpose is this. So let's summarise. So to summarise, if you want a vehicle that can go from here to the Sahara Desert and back, as well as do your food shopping, it may not be the perfect vehicle to do your food shopping, but you can do a hell of a lot more if you want to and enjoy yourself. I really think with this year's new upgrades, steering bits, as you've seen, if you haven't already, check out the other video, it's got to be Grenadier's time. INEOS, the Grenadier, this car is just become a bigger contender than ever for this segment. Everyone, thank you for watching. I'll catch you soon.